Hey, this is Old Electronics Fan, and this is part 2. I didn't expect to do a part 2 because there really is not much wrong with this, but I found yet another fun thing. Well, that another loose screw that I didn't know about. It's a screw here, and there's a screw, as you can see it's falling out, right there. That bottom screw holds the bottom part of this. When I was tightening up this screw, my screwdriver slipped off. This thing snapped sideways really hard, and it terminated the lamp that was in here. It's an 8-volt fusible lamp, fuse-shaped lamp. So when I put it all back together and fired it up, I noticed that this was not lit up anymore. So I then, when I was looking underneath it, I noticed that there's a bottom tab that was floating loose, and I was allowing this thing to move around. So I pulled this out, and yes, the lamp was dead. So let me put that screw in. Hopefully it doesn't give me any grief. Except I don't want to grab there. Let's see. Are we going to start threading these? Alright, let's find out. What's the alignment like? Like that. And I need my other smaller screwdriver. I am still stunned, actually. Let's use this one. I just don't understand why all these screws are just plain loose. Okay, so let's see. Now this is LED, as you can probably tell, and I'm looking to see which. So I think I want that side forward. Find out. Come on. Okay. Now let's see. I don't know. Are these all the same? So I got 4 of those. I got this. All right. So this is probably the right screw. I guess because it's on an angle, that's why my screwdriver didn't want to play nice and stay put last time. Alright. Let's make sure it's tight. Okay. Now, I just want to plug that in. Let's see what all that looks like. Yeah. Wow. That's really bright. Not so much. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now, I have seen and maybe this is what I may want to do, I don't know. I've seen these for sale, all lit up, and this and this look as bright, equally bright. So, I don't know. Then there's no way I'm going to really want to, well, there's no way to dim that down. My other option is, I don't know if it's a good one, the other thing I can try, I can see how that works. I am going to magnetize my screwdriver. It does make a difference. That way it won't fall, hopefully, once I unscrew it. Yes, there we are. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this bulb around the opposite way and aim the light. Yes, aim it about like that, hopefully. Don't know if that'll make any difference. It'll make some. Okay. Okay. Yeah, not much. Okay. So, no. I can see that I will be magnetizing my screwdriver more in the future. I think let's see. Alright, I think I don't want to, but I'm going to take this screw back out and no. Hopefully I can slide this out. Yes. Come on. Oh. This has a yellowed sheet of paper on here. And I believe the purpose of this was to give it the light, make the light spread out more. And not have it seem like it's coming from one spot. Oh. Yeah. Interesting. See, I have 3 left. I didn't know. I have 3 of these left. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. Yeah, definitely. So let's see. Let us see. Let's do something. I'm not sure if this will make sense, but I'm just curious. Throw this in the middle. Turn it in front, I think. Okay. Now I'll turn you off. So get some idea. Oh yeah, that's definitely different. It's just washing out in the camera. But this middle one is a whole lot brighter. That makes a big difference. Well, Which I realized because they weren't expensive, so I could have ordered more. We're going to try something. That's the way. Oh. Well, we'll see. And of course, then I rotated it in the position I had it in. And all right. Well, that definitely makes it a lot brighter. It would be a lot better if I could, if I had more of those lights. And the other ones are kind of dim. They aren't dirty per se. They aren't really all that dirty. As you can see, where that bulb is and where that bulb is a lot dimmer. Well, not crazy about having to get more of them, but when I do, I'll order more than what I did the last time. That way, I will have what I need. For now, I'm going to put this back together like this. Well, where are you? That way. Come on. Well, where aren't you going? Come on. Yes. First time around I got it easily. Now it's just being difficult. Well, yeah, there it goes. Well, that's interesting. Live and learn, I guess. All right. So there's one other thing I wanted to do. I did have this off, and this string was hanging loose, and when I did, I rotated this, and I discovered that this is turning a bit stiffer than I would like it to. So I'm going to take this off. Okay. So it's washing out pretty good, isn't it? Alright, so what we've got is this pulley drives a gear, which drives that gear, which drives this. And, oh, it's there. So I want to hit all of those spots. Let's see. Well, I put a drop right there. And maybe right there, right behind. And go in here. Over there. I don't know if I got that. Yeah, I got a problem with the spinning slipping too. I was hoping that lubricating this would solve that. I should have done this before to make it easier to get at. Oh, that was a little bit more than I wanted. Yeah. Let's see, do I have? I'm going to try to get some cloth in there. It might absorb the oil better. I really don't want that getting all over the place. Now, my hope was, yeah, that's not working right. Spot there that I don't really want to have excess oil dripping from. That seems like it might be working better now. Yeah, I think it is. It's going to be exciting watching me run this back and forth. But it's not slipping anymore, so I think that may be the thing, that it may be okay. If not, how can I get you to see that? Right. Of course, that thing has to get right in the way. Right there. You see the end of the spring sticking up, and the coils Well, they aren't meshed all together. Yeah, you can't see squat. Yep, let's see. Slide this out of the way a little bit so it's more light. Alright, there's our spring. You see the spring, the coils aren't right tight together. If they were, that would mean that probably this string has think. The string is stretched. That's the words I was looking for. I'm thinking also that this on top here is probably contributing to the drag on that tuning mechanism. Maybe. This looks like they got a piece of plastic, maybe slipperier material than the plastic that the housing is made of, designed to make it slide easier. I don't really want to put, yeah, that seems like it's working now. Just took time to get it, for the oil to get where I wanted it to go, I guess. Yes, alright. Yep, I think we're working. It's not slipping. So, that was fun. Oh, yeah, you can't see much. Well, I always forget when I zoomed in that you can't see squat. All right, leave it there. All right, so, yeah, I wish I had thought about the fact that those new bulbs would be brighter. And I've used them on something else, and can't remember. Oh, it was on my Harman Kardon. But I actually had LED for the tuning part, and then I had newer incandescent bulbs for the scale lighting. And that, no, it wasn't scale lighting, it was the function lights. This one doesn't have it, does it? Actually it does, I think it does. The lights that tell you what you've selected, those lights were less of a contrast. There was less of a contrast between those lights, which were all over here, and the scale, which I didn't do anything with, I don't think. So, alright, so the next thing I want to do, I'm going to put this back together, and then I think I'm going to wind up leaving the front panel off, because I'm going to have to order more of those bulbs. I wish I had known. I didn't think about it. I don't normally need these bulbs for anything. This is only the second piece of equipment that I've had to put new bulbs in. Hello. So I probably want more on hand just in case I run into something else like this. So I don't think there's anything else though. Oh, in the first video, I noticed as I was editing that you couldn't see what I was doing at one point when I said, oh, those screws are loose. The two screws that hold this down, they're practically out. This one, they'd almost fallen out and we're going to be rolling around soon. And once again, I have no clue why all this is so. Ooh, did I get to those? I don't think I did. That's tight enough. Maybe I did. Yeah, it's tight. Ooh, let's look in here. We have another circuit board. It's good and tight. They're all nice and tight, it seems. Yep. They are. Huh. I just don't get it. Actually, I think what I want to do is take this one out, this cover off. Because with my luck, or some other poor guy's luck, there's some screws in there that are loosening up, and they could be trouble. Come on. Come on. Well, there it goes. Didn't want to move there for a minute. So let's see. You know, they weren't loose. Well, that one was tight. The other three, I was able to snug them up a little bit. I don't know if they weren't on the verge of loosening up, coming out. But yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I've missed. I'm tightening up there's a little tray in here that holds the transformer in place. Well, that's very interesting. They weren't completely tight either. Huh. Well, don't know. These, yeah. You can see there's been some, this has been tarnished because you can see where that bracket was that holds this wire was covering this, and where the bracket on the front was. See how nice and shiny that was and how shiny it's not elsewhere. It's not exactly in danger of rusting away, but it is not like it was when it was new. Alright, well anyway, down here. Get everything out of my way. Should have done that the first time. Let's try to take it apart. But I didn't. Okay. Okay, and then we've got this bracket, and this is a guide, I think, to keep that from snagging, because without it, it does do that. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. I will play around with this when I'm actually using the radio, because you can play around with it like this, just zipping it back and forth. But when you're actually using it and slowly tuning stations in, then you might find out that that is not working as well as it might. And there is a solution, which I'm reluctant to, well, there's a couple actually that I could employ. One is to take there's a number of pins on that plastic wheel. The one that it's in, the top of it has been heated to keep the spring from falling off. But it'd be easy enough to break the melted part off and move the spring to the next pin and increase the tension on this line so that it won't slip. That's one option. It's possible that it would make put the tension on this, make it too high. So I'm a bit reluctant to do that. The other option would be to get the spring completely off, clip a turn off from the end of the spring, then create a new loop and hook it up. That would stretch the spring, that would cause the spring to have to stretch a little bit more to reach where it was. Put it back on the pin that it was on, and certainly be an easy enough thing to do to melt the top of that so that it's back on the way it was before. So those are possibilities. Oh, also on this, see these two holes? There's a couple of tuning tunable coils sitting down there, and I'm assuming it has to do with the FM stuff. And so you can reach down through this with it staying shielded and adjust those. So, and is a wire in the way? Yeah. Yeah, I guess that'll do. Should have one more screw. Ah, there you are, hiding. I should have I've got a small tray around here I could use to keep things in one place. I should use that. All right. I'm not sure why I didn't magnetize this. Well, actually, I forgot I had that magnet. Sure makes life easier. I know that. Now, I do have some tricks that I use to try to keep the screw on my screwdriver. But there are places like where this is mounted that where that would be less than effective. Because my typical trick is to put the screw here and grab it like this, my fingertip until I got it where I want it. And that works pretty well. But there are places where screw and screwdriver and fingertip don't all fit. Like here. Come on. Come on. This is so much fun. When the holes don't line up. Okay. There we go. One of my, I may have mentioned in passing in one of the videos, although I may not have released that one yet, but one of my previous jobs was repairing office equipment. This was back in the days when, not so good, I guess it is what it is, was repairing office equipment. And I was training a young guy, and when you're dealing with copiers especially, but a lot of the equipment, you're unscrewing a lot of things and screwing them back in all the time. I mean, that's just part of what your day is involved in. Because so many of the things you have to get to, you have to undo screws. And they're typically about like this. So I got into the habit, I'd spin the screwdriver quickly with my fingertips, and once it's set, I just grab it, just give it a quick snugging to make sure it stayed put. But I'd been doing it for so long, it was just automatic, and if you were watching me, you wouldn't know that I was doing that. So this was funny. This young guy that I was training, I was zipping all the screws in, giving my usual quick yank, and he looked at me and says, "Those screws aren't in tight." I said, "They aren't?" He said, "No, you didn't tighten those." I said, I handed him the screwdriver. I said, "Okay, check them." His eyes got big. I said, "They're tight." I said, "Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, and I've got my habit firmly ingrained that that last little bit of a turn is actually a tightening turn." And I just thought it was funny. So I still have that tendency, though, that when I'm tightening things up, depends on what I'm doing and how tight I want things to be. Of course, I haven't done that. I haven't worked on office equipment in a very long time, so I think I've gotten a little bit rusty. But anyway, I was just thinking about that as I was tightening up all these screws. So, well, I'm glad that I'm almost done with this. Kind of disappointed that, yeah, I don't think I like that being dim. So there's the light that tells you what you're selecting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I like that. I mean, it's definitely brighter than it was, and you can sort of see in the calendar or in the camera. You can kind of tell that this is dimmer and this is dimmer, right in there. But the camera seems to try to compensate a little bit. Actually, I want to do one last thing. I want to see. I'm going to go to AM. This was the other thing I was worried about. I guess I could move the camera. I was worried. This thing took a pretty good hit when my screwdriver slipped off and it snapped. That whole thing's hard sideways. And I was worried that the tuner was not happy. Yeah, that's not.
I think you're great. I think what you do is great.
Yeah, I can feel that slipping, and you can see it's not moving.
Right, buddy. I appreciate your time this weekend. Have a good Thanksgiving with the
Yeah,
family. Love you, my friend.
that's not good. So I'm going to have to do something with that. You can see I'm moving this a lot, and it's barely moving. I can feel it slipping. Oh, I don't want to do that. Well, go away. I don't know why, because the spring is being stretched, but the tension here is not great. So, I'm betting that this is either this is slipped or I got oil on this, but I did clean the tuning string with alcohol to try to get rid of anything I might have gotten on there, but I don't see. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it slips. That's not ideal. I really hoped that by lubricating that problem would go away, but obviously it didn't. And I can see it. I don't know what happened. I did have the tuning string loose at one point. Yeah. Can you see that? Maybe you can. Let's zoom in. See it looping out? It's becoming loose, that's why it's slipping. I don't know why. Why? What can I do with that? Can I push on this a little bit? I'm putting my spring hook into the loop on the tuning string. I'm trying to force it to tighten up. I'm basically augmenting the spring force, and hoping that if the problem is that the string isn't pulling in properly, that something's making it bind a little bit against the edges of the did that do it? I think. So let me show you. I don't know if I can. Okay. So what I did was I grabbed the spring hook and I stuck it in here and I pushed against the loop of the tuning string to try to force the string into this area. So I'm not sure, maybe the string was just getting hung up on the edges here. Maybe the spring is kind of weak and it didn't tighten things up properly. So my goal was to try to make it cooperate by I don't know. I still see it moving a little bit here where it comes out. I go this way. But I don't feel like it's slipping. So so now I'm going to the other end, all the way down here, and then coming back, because I want, if it's going to screw up, if it's going to lose tension, that's when it's going to do it. This is one of the reasons why I was a little bit reluctant to put oil on these pulleys, because if the oil gets on the string, you will, it will slip, and I can feel it slipping a little bit there. Well, I have to play with that. What I think I might try to do is try to get that soaked with alcohol, make sure if there is any oil on this, that goes away. And I see where it's slipping here, so I'm going to wipe that down with alcohol. And hopefully, I can get it to play nice. It's not terrible, but it's not working exactly right. Okay, well, I got my lights, and I'm ready to put those in. Now, I'm debating about something here. Come on. Please. There you go. Or not. Hello. Thank you. Alright, so just this one screw. Actually, you probably saw that earlier. It's been a while since I've played with this. This just slides out. Now, some of you may have been wondering about why, as I did actually, why the pictures of these Marantz units online, the dirty in there, noticed before, where the dial scale was a lot brighter than what I have. And part of it was the incandescent lights. They are not as bright as you saw when I replaced these. These two are obviously definitely dimmer. But here's the other problem. Pretty sure you can see that that's kind of yellowed right in there. Now this is a diffuser. They actually have one here as well for the stereo light. And it's interesting that this section, which covers the lights for all of these functions, looks good. Probably because it was right tight against this, and it's, I guess wasn't as exposed to atmosphere. I don't know. Kind of puzzling that way. But as you can see, this is very yellowed, this part. And that explains a lot about why this was not as bright as it was when it was new. I'm sure it was a lot brighter then. But, so what I want to do, get these guys out. There we go. And those bulbs all work, it's just kind of dim. Come on. So, thank you. Alright. Now pretty sure I mentioned this before. Since these are, since these are not clear, it's hard to see where the LEDs actually are. But I think as you rotate it, this white color changes, and it's more white here than it is here. So I'm guessing that's the side with the LED in it. I'm not sure if it's going to make that much of a difference, but there we go. At least I'll be consistent in how I put them in. Alright. Yo, that's bright. So, the question is, do I want to leave that diffuser in? Interesting. Huh. Oh, okay. I was wondering why nothing's holding this in. There's a plastic piece on the front panel that holds it in. So let's see how that looks. Camera makes it look a lot brighter than it actually is. Pardon my head. I'll get a closer look at this. Well, let's do this. This has a little bit of a gray tint to it, because probably to tone down the lighting a little bit. So let's see. It doesn't look bad. I'm going to pull that diffuser off. I want to see how that looks. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. And it's kind of glued on in spots, but not too worried about that. Okay, whoa, it's bright. Much brighter. I think some people have done this, because the pictures I've seen online. Oh yeah, that's too much. And it's not, the diffuser does make a big difference in terms of, you can see gaps between the lights. So this is not the right answer. So I guess, yeah, I don't want that. So I know why I definitely know why they are, why they did what they did. So the question is, what do I want to do? Yeah, and as I'm pondering that, I'm not sure. I could probably get what they call archive paper, and I haven't looked into this, I just happened to think of it. Archive quality paper is acid-free paper. Yeah, dirty. Okay. And it will last a lot longer. It won't yellow. It won't do what that did. Trying to think. Onion skin could be an option. Onion skin paper. But actually, the more I look at it, the more I think it's okay. I guess it's not absolutely essential that this and this be identical. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. I think that's. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Trying to. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. I guess I'll have to clean that off a little bit. So I got into all of this because of this stupid screw was loose, and my screwdriver slipped, and that was it. Really not nice of it to do that. Okay. Ha. Yeah, I had to use my flashlight to get it lined up, and then I had to hope that it was going to stay lined up. Probably should have magnetized the screwdriver like I did the other one. It held the screw better, but I didn't. Alright, so, oh, when I was reviewing the video, it's been quite a while since I've worked on this, I wasn't sure if I showed you how I fixed this. Pretty sure this was working okay before I played with it, so it kind of left me wondering what I did wrong. It's always the right question to ask when you've worked on something and it's not working the way it was before. And I figured out what I did wrong. I loosened these two screws up because I needed, and I think I took them out, and I allowed this to come free so I could get at this and get in there and do what I wanted to do. When I put this back on, I failed to pull this bracket down far enough to put proper tension on this string. And I actually I see it still acting up. Interesting. Well, not sure I like that. Let's see, can I adjust this? Well, I'm going to try something. I may not be happy that I did, but I'm going to try it anyway. Alright. When I look at this, you can see that it's tilted. I'm going to exaggerate. You can see that it's tilted this way. Now it's got a little button there which indicates there's a hole that's positioning this and locking it in place. But okay. Alright, so now I've got it tilted the other way. Hoping that's enough. Let's check it out. Alright. Now, oh yeah. That seems better. All right. Zoom back. Okay. So, yeah, so after the first video, and I thought I was all done, I thought, well, this is kind of an easy one. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see, selector. This was on FM as I recall, so hopefully that will work there. I don't know if it matters which one goes where. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. As long as I get them on there correctly. Okay. So. Okay, well that's nice. So, it's all the way around. Does that... let's see. Yeah, that goes. Okay. Alright, all the way. where I had it. Well, it's going to come off. Whoa! That rascal's tight. I'm going to try a different one in there. It's really tight. It may not matter. No, I guess it doesn't. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Nope. Maybe? Yes. There we go. There's that. Balance. It's got to be so exciting watching me put knobs on. I think we're good there. And volume. So I'm going to go max. I can see in that direction for some reason better. I don't know why. Okay. Looks pretty good. That's going to be fun to get off, I can tell. Alright, so, there it is. Looks more better, all cleaned up. Let's put these back in. Matters, but there we go. And let's see. I guess I will grab the cover. Oh. Power. We need power. Must have. Alright. Main. That helps. Alright, so
LA, you're hearing the Mets, you're hearing the Yankees. Last night, Megan Herder, that's Kev's sister. Yep.
sounds good. That's with the loudness off. Alright, high filter. It does help.
Just joy, but no joy.
Virginsdowntown.org. Welcome back to Vermont Edition.
I think my furnace is running. You can hear it.
Population in China.
The buzz.
Live in
I think
Western.
that's what that is.
Friday night, March 1st in Blakely at Techno Assembly of God. Tim Hawkins will have you doubled over in laughter from his
Alright, well that's the FM side. Let's see what AM does. Well, it picks it up.
3 seconds as well. Switch to Pure Talk today, a veteran-owned wireless company with the best customer service team and
This is about noon, and this time of year we get better reception, but a lot of my older radios won't pick this up.
on me to get this started. I've been having fun at home
just kind of doing normal stuff.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass. eBay Motors is here for the ride.
Okay.
Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Vehicle's moving along this.
So I think my final fix on the tuning did indeed work. Yeah, that's working perfectly now. Yeah. So later on tonight, if I were to play this, I'd probably get stations above 1400. I might be able to get 590, which is what I was trying to get down here. I don't think that's there now. Yep. Can't exactly listen to it, but I bet the 590 comes in a lot better tonight too. One of the things, I guess it's a little scuffed up. One of the things that I like to do is I try to check all of the functions, all the buttons, all the controls. I should probably check to make sure that the remote speaker connections are working. And since that's pretty easy to do, I'm going to do that. It's kind of nice to know that everything works. And there's only one way to know that is by testing it. Let's see here. Okay, so yep, so that works. I can't remember what I mentioned when I was talking about the tape monitor button. If I did mention it, I might have, and I might have even, well, anyway. If you watch my reel-to-reel series on the Sony reel-to-reel tape recorder, I believe I demonstrated how this works with a reel-to-reel, which has, they say 3 heads. One of the heads is a recording head, or one of the heads is an erase head, one's a recording head, and one is a playback head. And on a reel-to-reel, if you put it in tape monitor and you start recording, you're actually listening to what you've just recorded on the tape. With cassette decks, though, they typically only have 2 heads. They have an erase head and a playback head. So on them, the tape monitor is letting you listen in to what part of the signal would it be? Well, if you don't have tape monitor on, what you are hearing is the input coming into the in jack. I'm guessing that the tape monitor, that if you push the tape monitor button, actually I want to play with that. I'm assuming that the tape monitor button comes after the preamp and possibly the recording controls that that you use to set the record level. I want to find out. It's been so long since I played with any of this stuff. Plus, it wouldn't hurt to find out, make sure that this works for what it's worth. So we'll put that there, turn you off. I guess it doesn't matter that that's where it is. What do I got here? I have a tape deck. techniques. This is actually a decent little deck, actually. I just get redundant there. This is a very decent little deck. Let's see here. Tape in. Line out. Alright, line out. This, I probably mentioned this before. I'll probably mention it again. I don't know what it is, but I'm guessing I'm not the only one. You sometimes get confused about line out and line in. Well, everybody who's worked with this equipment knows that line out on your tape device or CD player or whatever goes to the line in on your amplifier or stereo, whatever. And then you have line out on your stereo, and that goes to the line in on your tape or whatever, your CD recorder or whatever you're using. It makes sense when you think about it, but there have been times when I've done in to in and out to out, and then wondered why it didn't work. All I really want to do, alright, I'll just throw tape in there. That, I'm going to rewind all the way. Not that I think it matters. So, turn you on. Oh, I gotta have, oh, wait a minute. Aux funnel, tape out. Okay. Alright. Let's put this on. Okay, yes. I know what I want to do. Let's put this on radio.
AI integration, facial ID.
Okay, now. So, right now I've got tape monitor out. I'm going to put it in record mode. So, I'm setting my input level, get my balance. Alright, now. Yep. So, what I just did was, I put my input level all the way down to 0. So, it does what I thought it would do. You notice my tape isn't moving, so it's not listening off the tape as you record. But it is listening to the settings that you have. You have your balance and your input level. I highly doubt this is going to make any difference.
You gotta watch these videos. I've got them all on
Yeah,
the
it's
show.
not going to matter.
Really disturbing.
Again, it's not moving, so.
I want to see what the aftermath of the collapse of the United States would look like when the Vichy wins.
Okay. I'm surprised that didn't change. Oh. Yes.
Which is a capital.
Okay. So, is this useful? Well, if you have tape monitor on, and you check, and you find out that you don't have anything, quick check would be to see if you got set to line or mic.
And it's not high enough to allow him to ride
So,
a train.
you know, I guess it could keep you out of trouble. It's not. I guess it's useful, and you can get some idea of what your settings are on your tape deck. It's not as useful as it would have been if this were a reel with 3 heads. But anyway, and I now know that this works. There's no noise when I switch it. it does what it's supposed to do. So yeah, so I think I'm calling this done. This is done. I am truly surprised. This is, I think, 30 watts per channel, 2230. I think that's what the 30 means, and it does surprisingly well. And 30 watts per channel, it could definitely produce some good volume. Okay, well, I'm going to play this through those speakers, give you an idea of how they sound. And there's one thing I did want to show you, just so you're aware. So let's, I'm choosing this, I chose this particular piece of music because it's got a good range between bottom end and high end. And I want to show you something. Alright, so let's, now listen to this. So you can hear the difference there. So if you use the high filter when you're on FM because it's noisy, then you go to play something on whatever it is whatever music source you're playing. It makes a difference if you take this out. You can see how crisp and how clean this is when you take the high filter off. And you also, if you happen to have the low filter on, that makes a difference too. It's not huge. I'm kind of surprised at how loudness didn't seem to do much, but there's loudness is particularly useful if you're down on lower volume. So let's try that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that does make a difference. The higher you push the volume, the less the loudness button is going to affect it, because you crank the volume beyond a certain point, you aren't going to need the boost from loudness. And the design of the loudness circuit in most units is that as the volume increases, the effect of the loudness decreases. Once you get beyond a certain volume, loudness doesn't really affect it very much. At least that's my understanding of it. So, okay. Well, I hope you can hear the bottom end this thing has through the camera. So it's done. It's everything's working properly. The tuner is now working the way it's supposed to. I think I like the lighting the way it is. I've seen some pictures of these where this seems a lot brighter. So I'm betting that they put something in here, maybe onion skin or something as a diffuser. As I found out, you've got to have something in there. I don't think you want to use regular print paper. I don't know what that would do, if it would be, it might allow enough light through, but modern print paper is halfway decent, but it will age over time, and so I probably wouldn't do that. Given how this looks with LEDs behind the old diffuser, I think I'm happy with that. So anyway, hope this has been interesting. I got into a whole lot of stuff I'd never expected to get into, and hope that it was both interesting and useful for anybody who might be dealing with one of these. I kind of regret that I had to get into the tuning string bit, but on the other hand, someone else may run into the same things I did, and so hopefully it'll be helpful. So anyway, wrapping it up, if you throw me a like to tell me whether this is something that you want to see, something of the type that you want to see, or that you've enjoyed this, that would be helpful. And subscribing is also a great thing to do. It helps me build my channel, which is slowly growing. So I'm hoping that as I learn to do things, that other people will join me in this endeavor. This is definitely just a hobby for me. It's not about making any money. It's just I enjoy tinkering on this stuff, and hope that people will enjoy the process following along with me. So, and like I said, I'm hopeful that these things are helpful for people, and that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. All right, hope to see you on the next one.